Right, let's take you back now to our leading story this hour. IDAC Operations Head Mattwes Sesoka confirmed to have been robbed and abducted. Officials say he's now recovering after he was assaulted. Our reporter Zoleka Qodashe joins me now to walk us through this conversation. Zoleka, appreciate your time. Now, just unpack for us, what information do we have? We know that his cell phone was stolen and so was his laptop. This almost suggests that it was targeted. Was it? What is the information on the ground?
Well, good afternoon, Hugo. Well, what we do know is that the NPA and IDAC in particular says that they would not like to draw any inferences at the moment. You'll remember that this attack doesn't happen in isolation. It doesn't take place in isolation. Just recently in Parliament before the ad hoc committee, on Thursday, we heard from the IDAC head, that's Advocate Andrea Johnson, in relation to some of the instances where there are allegations in relation to the arrest of the crime intelligence head, Dumisani Khumalo, over what the top cop in KwaZulu-Natal says has been a target because of the reforms that have been taking place at crime intelligence, but also because there was the misguided or missed target that he was the arrests and raids that were taking place in Gauteng were because of the PKTT, the Political Killings Task Team, who we know Dumisani Khumalo is the project leader of. And so that is the background against which all of this takes place. And so the NPA and IDAC saying that at this current moment, they would not like to draw any inferences between the attack as well as the testimony that we heard in Parliament, as well as that arrest of Dumisani Khumalo.
Well, a number of prominent figures like General Shadrack Sibiya, Advocate Andrea Johnson, who you talked about, General Nhlanhla have on various platforms raised concerns about their own safety and that of their families. What does this kidnapping robbery incident say about the safety of some of these individuals, particularly who may be whistleblowers or who may be in positions where they hold critical information?
I think it's also quite a volatile time, Hugo, because of everything that has been taking place really since the 6th of July after those bombshell allegations that were made during that press briefing by Mkhwanazi. And so when Advocate Andrea Johnson also appeared before Parliament's ad hoc committee, she spoke to those very threats to her safety already and saying that she, of course, would not relinquish her position as head of IDAC simply because she continues to fight crime and corruption in various regards. But what we also remember is, you'll remember during the testimony, evidence in chief by Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi, he did speak of what he says are rogue elements within IDAC. And those rogue elements, he says, or alleges, that they are the ones that carried out the attack, or rather the arrest against Dumisani Khumalo in June of this year at the OR Tambo International Airport. I just wanted to listen to a bit of what he had to say during Parliament's ad hoc committee.
IDAC is divided into two. The very same institution that these members established in this house is divided into two. The section that I will refer to as a rogue section of IDAC is the one that effected an arrest on Khumalo. IDAC has got good men and women that are working there, under the very same leader, Advocate Johnson, who are responsible for cases that are serious, that emanate from the state capture, amongst others. If IDAC is honest, if Advocate Johnson is honest, he's going to come here before this committee and take an oath and confirm what I'm saying, because what I'm saying is not a lie. I'll prove it. I want to invite these members to get a profile of the arresting officer of General Khumalo and the team, Mr. Qodashe. Get his profile. You're going to know that Qodashe is an ex-crime intelligence member who has never touched a case docket in his life. But IDAC employed him as the senior investigator responsible for the arrest of Khumalo. He's the one who's a boss in that case.
I mean, that for me is pretty telling. And what's more telling is the looks on every parliamentarian's face of shock and awe at these revelations.
That's correct, Hugo. And I think the reason why this particular incident or attack is significant is precisely because Mattwes Sesoka was also one of the investigators in that arrest and assisting in effecting that arrest against Khumalo in June this year. And so I don't think that all those incidents can be looked at in isolation. In fact, when Andrea Johnson appeared before Parliament's ad hoc committee, she had to speak about that arrest where MPs were essentially saying that this arrest did seem malicious, and also that it was an HR matter and a labor-related matter, given the allegations that Khumalo was facing.
Zoleka Qodashe, always good to speak to you, and you're back 2 p.m. to give us that SAPS inquiry wrap.